Alright, it is January the 19th, 21. I have three stocks on the main screen. I had to clean up the other screen, but right now we have all of these are first day stocks. ACRS, wow, actually now in the 14s. It's a big runner up on positive news, not the best long-term chart. There are some big volume days, but you know, the price action is really what determines what is going to cause this to uptrend or not, especially if people are being squeezed right here after shorting it. This could have been a very significant place where people started getting squeezed once they see that break over the pre-market highs. GRTS, although it trades a million shares, it doesn't look like it. It seems like a low volume stock. Nothing really to look at right here yet. It could downtrend. Looking at this big volume day not too long ago, I guess you can call this a sushi chart. So really, nothing really good in terms of a long. Maybe a short, but I don't want to short this. So in the meantime, I'll just let it play out, do what it wants, to see if there's any setups from that. TNX is a first day stock. These are all, except for the first one, low float stocks. I mean, 10 million share float is pretty low. The only thing I don't like about this one is that it had a big volume day not too long ago. Look how many shares it traded. Could be plenty of people selling into this spike today, so that's something to take into consideration. And you know, nothing so far, but I have these stocks right here. CBDS is going to be a cannabis stock. It could definitely run. With Joe Biden, you know, president and everything, you know, more likely in favor for legalization. On top of that, we have MJ and yeah, I just have these two to watch. On the other screen, I have some other ones for number 5 patterns. BNGO doing a nice breakout. Really just gonna have to keep watching, and you know, I'm gonna have to take in consideration that I'm gonna miss something. I'm always gonna miss some kind of a play, and I can't let that get to me because, you know, I'm only human. I'm not gonna be able to see everything. This is a nice uptrending stock right here, but I'm sure there's some weed stocks already spiking perhaps, or you know, something like that. I just have to take in consideration that I can't miss anything. I can't miss anything. Hopefully not everything, but all I can do is keep trying and improving. Okay, it is a 9:33 a.m. TENX potential inverse head and shoulders forming. Pretty significant level, especially looking back here. Could definitely, you know, do it. It could also not do it. We'll keep watching. ACRS, nothing really to trade right now. Kind of squeezed maybe some shorts here. Nothing really to look at. I removed the other stock. It just wasn't trading that much. You know, even though it's a million shares, it looks like a 200,000 share stock. Mr. BNGO is was trying to break the previous day high. It wasn't really successful. At least I don't think it is. Let's go back further. All the charts are kind of messed up because of Martin Luther King Day, and it tried, but it's not really doing it. I'll keep watching this stock. Definitely we'll keep looking at it. Otherwise, just gonna look at TENX ACRS. Okay, it's 9:40 a.m. BNGO was considering buying here. I don't regret missing this one just because it was way too choppy. 952 breakout, and it did it right, but it was a chop fest. Eventually held itself together, which is impressive. And what's really interesting is this 3-year chart. This might break, I don't know if you can even count this all-time high. That would be a very interesting thing to watch. Just to watch, because I'm not going to trade anymore. It will be chasing, but it did break the 952 level. It was just very choppy. it trades like a really low float stock, so pretty impressive. Maybe it'll break the all-time high, maybe a double tops, I don't know, but it'll be a watch. TENX, I've been burned on this before, so I knew better than to try buying and then saying, alright, well, I'm going to buy here and it's going to spike and make a shoulder wrong. I've learned not to do those types of setups, and in fact, it broke out of the potential head range right here, and this would have been kind of hard to cut losses because it was pretty fast. No longer an inverse head and shoulders, now it's just a fader. ACRS kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders, but no true setups right now. I'll keep looking. Okay, it's 9:50 a.m. BNGO could do a nice uptrend, but in this chop fest, it kind of looks like it's making a head and shoulder, shoulder, head, maybe a shoulder right here. Obviously, risk off the wick here, or maybe if you want to be specific, 90. Although you wouldn't have too much time to get out. Maybe 87. It just looks like it might do a head and shoulders. It's also putting up higher lows, so it's not really, you know, too nice. Definitely shows an uptrend here. Could be a, you know, a channel breakout. Could also be making a triangle here. It's just conflicting. Not gonna trade conflicting stuff. ACRS potential inverse head and shoulders. You know, right now this is a head forming potentially, so I'll keep looking into it. Not too ideal because it's a very expensive stock, but you never know. This is a nice spike right there. TENX, yes, it's making curving action. I was actually looking at it, thinking that it had to break this channel of, not channel, but this range of 253. Who knows what it can do from here? Maybe a cup and handle, but I'll just keep watching. I don't really, I don't know. This could just continue to fade. It could just put up, you know, a new top and then just fade more and continue a downtrend. So I'll have to keep looking. Maybe if that pattern works a lot, I'll do it. BNGO definitely looking like a head and shoulders. It's not going to short it though, because it could definitely do the uptrend. Although it did put a wick right here, which is kind of breaking it, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll keep watching. Okay, it's 9:59 a.m. BNGO did do that head and shoulders. It had a nice downtrend and cracked this range, I think here at 960. Now in the 940s, pretty impressive. Briefly broke over the previous. I guess it's still above it. Yeah. Well, not really. The range was 950. Now it's in the 940s. If not, I would have considered it. Well, it could be a dip buy right here. You know, it could try again, but it is going to be a lot of resistance there. But it has to hold the 950. The 950 level, I believe. 952. It's in the 45s. It has to really get up there. I mean, it's a chop fest, but you know, it's not going to be a dip buy for me because it's like under the level, and it's not like it's spiking above the level here at 52 and bouncing, you know, back and forth. It's just below it, so not really bullish. TENX, hesitated. I probably should have considered shorting this. It just took too long to go short. I was interested in the 48s, and then I thought, well, maybe if it bounces back. Normally doesn't happen. So yeah, I missed a short here. Just a stupid, crappy stock that's fading a bunch. It is putting up lower lows. Would have liked a head and shoulders. It didn't do it, so I can't get that upset. ACRS, yeah, never really did the shoulder to make an inverse head and shoulder, shoulder, head. It didn't do a shoulder. Just had a big spike. Very nice spike, breaking the pre-market highs. Or I guess the market open. Just a very nice stock. I'll be looking at TENX. It could do an inverse head and shoulders, but you know, we've already I've already seen it fail here, so we'll keep looking. Probably should have been quicker on the short here, but hey, this setup wasn't as good as the other one. That one I missed. That one was pretty bad. This one not too bad. Okay, it's 10:13. Don't mind this big wick. It was like, I don't know how many shares, but it was just like one execution down there. BNGO, this could be more, bullish in terms of it breaking a day high in the 90s. Just putting up some nice consolidation, putting up a higher low right here. Now I would have to do a higher high or something along the lines of that if it wants to work out. Potential, but not too sure if it will do it. ACRS looks like it might put up a very big head and shoulders. We'll take a look and see if it does that. TENX, considered a inverse head and shoulders, but it just didn't spike that much. Do I really want to short a stock up 30 something percent? Not much range. 220 might be resistance. Not the best. Could fade all the way back to 2, but that's thinking a little too bearish. No clear setups right now, although this is going to be looking nice if it does a breakout. A little too choppy for me to want to trade, but I did call it head and shoulders here. Could definitely do an uptrend. I'm just gonna have to keep looking at it. Okay, it's 10:31 a.m. ACRS, somewhat of a tiny head and shoulders, head. Shoulder was a bit conflicting, didn't really want to consider shorting it because it could just be putting up higher lows, higher low, higher low. Right now we have a double bottom. Is it gonna hold? Is it gonna crack? I don't know, but I guess, best case scenario would have been like 567 covering now 1477, almost $1, but it's a $15 stock, so it's not really the best setup, especially because I'm under the PDT, but it did put up what I thought it might do on head and shoulders. It did do one, and it could totally crack this level and make it more of a profitable trade, but it could also hold this level, this double bottom potential, and bounce. So not a clear setup, not the best price either. Price action could have been better. This would have been nicer if it made a big red candle, right? That would have brought us closer to shorting something more even than this uptrending looking head and shoulders. So could definitely uptrend from here and double bottom. It could break the level, but potentially going to uptrend just because it's putting up higher lows. Double bottom here, not putting up lower lows, but who knows what it could do. BNGO kind of looks like it's trying to make another head and shoulders, or you can call this a lower high setup. Don't really want to short this. After all, it's still putting up higher lows. Sure, it's not perfect, like right here the range cracks with this right here, but it's definitely doing some kind of an uptrend. TENX finally did an inverse head and shoulders. I didn't buy it because it was just so dry and ugly. The volume was crap. 233 to 249, still not even good range. This thing could continue the uptrend and do whatever it wants, but there's no more setup here. Would have been a nice short in it here, in that level where I wanted a short previously, in a nice cover into the 30s or 40s. So yeah, this thing could do whatever it wants. I'll keep watching it, but my head is kind of fried. I don't really know what other things I could be looking at, but anything can happen. ACRS could break the day high. Who knows? I'll keep looking though. Okay, 10:36, maybe just a few minutes later. TENX is looking like a ugly inverse head and shoulders. I thought about maybe shorting here, risking it off at 260. The problem is that it could downtrend maybe in the 250s, copy, maybe not exactly, but make a shoulder, and then it could break out of the range at 260 and it could run the afternoon. That could totally happen. So for that reason, I'm not going to consider shorting it unless it does that shoulder and it fails or it fades off, something like that. Not right now. Even if it doesn't do it, you know, it could definitely be the problem there. BNGO, just looking interesting. Again, continuing this uptrend. It could definitely try breaking a day high at some point. It wouldn't even be such a bad buy here. It's kind of mid-range, but because it's so choppy, it'll give you a chance to get out if it doesn't work out. ACRS, very nice. Look, I'm not going to say this is predictable, a big green candle after all, but very nice uptrending. Double bottom, mini head and shoulders. This is not too predictable. It could have uptrended a little slowly. Instead, it did a big spike there and got halted, but that's nice to look at. I'll keep watching TENX. Maybe if it does a inverse head and shoulders, but it fails because it just sucks. Maybe a short. I don't know. Maybe. It could also uptrend the rest of the day. I don't know. So I'll just have to keep looking. Okay, it's 10:43 a.m. Not really predictable again, but we had a big red candle, big volume spike downtrend towards the 238 level. Yeah. So yeah, it was fighting against the 260 range, kind of failed. Could have considered shorting, but the thing is that it looks like it kind of previously kind of makes a downtrend and then it tries it again. So I was thinking, all right, downtrend, tries again. It did it like, you know, very quickly. I guess I just have to adjust. It kind of kills the pattern right now. Yes, it could continue fading, but big volume, volatility, movements like this, it just throws off the pattern. So probably not going to trade that anymore or consider it. BNGO, it could do whatever it wants. It's still uptrending, but not really. Kind of put up a lower low from this range right here. So that's a pretty bearish movement. Maybe it could fade the rest of the day. I'll keep looking, but you know, probably not going to do any more trades. ACRS, too risky for me to buy after the halt. Yes, it could definitely big green candle spike and break the high again. Just continue running, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, just going to continue watching. BNGO, maybe if it does a spike, it continues to do a lower high, maybe that's a short opportunity. Other than that, I think there's gonna be no trades today, but I think it's fine. Definitely did better than the previous day. I just have to keep going, and I changed this right here. Don't be a cynical under trader. I'm trying not to do that, at least I hope that shows. But yeah, we're just gonna have to keep looking. BNGO, potential short opportunity if it forms. TENX kind of threw off the pattern. Could be a head and shoulders, which is what I wanted, but it had that big volume thing here happen, so you know, maybe not the best anymore. Maybe I'll do a recap later at the end of the day. BNGO, again, potential maybe short, lower high resistance setup, potentially, maybe not. Maybe I'll just keep looking. And ACRS potentially again could do a nice spike. It could fade, I don't know, but I'm definitely not going to trade that. Alright, it is 11:41. I'm going to just call it off from here. Haven't been looking too much ever since. Had some things I had to do. TENX, yeah, just you know, nothing really to trade. It could have shorted. Could have definitely shorted here in the 258, so I forgot what the exact level was. Did a nice fade to the 230s. Not really much of a setup here. You know, now it could slowly uptrend, downtrend, consolidate. Less likely, but it can do a big volatility move on the upside or downside. ACRS, since the halt here, it made one more, two more higher highs, which is impressive. Again, just overextended for me to really want to trade this, but very impressive stock nonetheless. Very simple, higher lows, higher highs. The halt kind of threw me off. You know, I'm that type of person that if I don't get it right at the level I want to, I might not trade it anymore, just because I think I'd be chasing. Maybe I have to make adjustments of that, but this is still an impressive setup nonetheless. A lot of things to learn from. BNGO, I guess I was right. I'm not sure at one point, what point did I mention it, but it did, I guess, from this head and shoulders, put up this lower high, although it wasn't too much. You know, I mean, the wick here is 980 or maybe 972, then here 960. If you don't count the wick, it is a not too bad of a lower high. Nice short. What, 960 to 916? Not too much range in terms of percentage, but hey, it could be worse. So yeah, that's all I got. I think I did better than the other day for sure. Even though I did miss a short with TENX, it wasn't as clear as the other stock from the other day. So yeah, just have to keep getting better. I did call some plays, not to trade. Hopefully I keep working towards it, and you know, these things can start converting into trades, good trades with good executions and exits. That's all I can do.